Peri peri chicken is such a crowd pleaser. It is perfectly juicy, flavoursome, and doesn't leave you wanting when it comes down to taste. Served alongside red rice and a fresh black bean salsa, it is the ideal meal for iftar. Assalamualaikum Indulgers. Welcome back to Iftar with Iti. I'm so excited that you could join me. Let's begin this recipe by starting with the peri peri marinade. Please pause the screen and take a moment to screenshot the ingredient list and the respective measurements at your convenience. To start, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water and the juice of 1 whole lemon into our blender. Into that, we're adding our habanero, ginger and garlic, as well as a selection of fresh herbs. If you don't have access to these herbs, you can also use the dry varieties. In goes our thyme, oregano, sage, rosemary and fresh parsley. Add the zest of half a lemon. To amplify the heat today, we are adding 1 teaspoon of this homemade chili paste. Comment below if you'd like me to share the recipe for that. To spice our peri peri sauce today, we're using a combination of salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, turmeric, brown sugar, allspice and vegeta. Once your spices are in, go ahead and add half a cup of vegetable oil. Blend the ingredients together until you have a smooth, aromatic marinade. Rest assured it tasted so good already, but wait until it hits that chicken and does its time in the oven. For today's recipe, we're going to be working with 2 broiler chickens. I'm going to remove the spine of the chicken in order to butterfly it. The best way to go about this is to use some kitchen scissors or some poultry scissors if you have some at your disposal. What you want to do is cut down the spine on both sides and remove the spine entirely. Don't forget to save this, it makes for some great chicken stock. Place your palms over the breast of the chicken, lean into the chicken with your body weight until you hear a crack. Lightly salt your butterflied chicken and then proceed to pour the marinade and rub it in until you are satisfied. Reserve your excess marinade, it will be used to baste the chicken during the cooking process. Once your marinade has been distributed to your satisfaction, cover your chicken with some cling film and refrigerate for a minimum of 1 hour to make sure that it really absorbs those beautiful flavors. Grill your chicken at 180 degrees for 1 hour. For the first 10 minutes of grilling, make sure that your chicken is uncovered in order to get a bit more color on the top. After the 10-minute mark, remove your chicken from the oven, brush it with a bit more of that marinade, and don't forget to baste it in its juices. For the next 40 minutes of cooking, we're going to cover our chicken with aluminium foil and return it to the oven to bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. For the last 10 minutes of cooking, you want to bring the chicken out of the oven, brush a bit more of that marinade and allow it to bake uncovered for 10 minutes. This will help create that char and that blackened crispiness on the outer skin of the chicken, making it even more delicious. Up next, we have Arroz Rojo, which is commonly known as Mexican red rice. As always, you can find the ingredients and the measurements on the screen. Now let's get straight into the recipe. Into our preheated pan, we're adding some vegetable oil as well as some diced white onion. You want to sweat these onions before adding your diced garlic. In goes our tomato paste, about a tablespoon. You want to saute that until the oil starts to change color and the tartness of the tomato paste begins to cook off. Go ahead and add a few tablespoons of your diced red capsicum as well as the green capsicum. Saute for about a minute before proceeding to add our spices. So today I'm making use of cumin and coriander powder. Cumin really gives off that signature Mexican flavor and it goes wonderfully in this rice. Add your salt to taste and follow up with some chicken stock or beef stock. If you don't have any stock available, go ahead and use a stock cube. A chicken stock cube is a great option. Add your bay leaf and some sprigs of fresh thyme And following that, you want to add your habanero. Make sure it is bruised or exposed so that the flavor is able to seep through the dish. Check for the seasoning. If you need to adjust any salt, go ahead and do this before adding your washed jasmine rice. Today we're using about 3 cups of jasmine rice. Fry the rice along with the other ingredients for 5 minutes to allow it to absorb all that delicious flavor. Next, you're going to add some boiling hot water, just enough to cover the rice completely. Lay down some baking paper and cover the pot with a lid to steam for 15 minutes. To ensure even cooking and to avoid the rice from crusting on the bottom, stir the rice periodically. Once the rice is almost cooked, stir in the remaining capsicum and cover and steam for a further 5 minutes. Once the rice is cooked, stir in some fresh parsley and remove all the aromatics, the bay leaf and the thyme, and of course that habanero. But if, like myself, you enjoy a bit of spice, go on and chop up that habanero and reintroduce it into the rice for a dangerous combination. Our perfectly seasoned and fluffy rice is ready to enjoy. Now let's go on to make our black bean salsa, which brings about a freshness that completes this meal. Into a large mixing bowl, we're adding 2 diced tomatoes, half a cup of cooked black beans, half a diced purple onion, as well as half a cup of sweet corn. You want to add some fresh parsley as needed, the juice of half a lime, some salt to taste, and of course a little bit of cumin powder. Add a bit of olive oil to bring it all together and give it a good stir, and your salsa is complete. It is that simple but very fresh and delicious. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and may the blessings of Ramadan park on your doorsteps. May the Almighty Allah answer our du'as, and I will see you soon in the next episode of Iftar with Iti.
Ramadan, marhaba.